And a lot of times you realize you haven't. So what I want to be able to do, and I have to dig in the archives in order for me to find it, so I won't have to make this a super long show. So I'll do it. I'll do it in the next show, and it just talks about some signs to look out for. And let me not be remiss in letting you know that also men suffer from domestic violence as well as breast cancer and other cancers too. So I'm talking to you gentlemen as well. It's not just about the women, but just men, be mindful when she's overly aggressive and she's screaming and yelling and she's following you around and she's constantly hanging around people that you've only thought that was supposed to be some kind of person that they just met or whatever years ago, and they're not supposed to have no relationship or anything with, and here they are hanging out with them on the phone, sneaking calls, coming in late at night. You don't know where they're at, and then you're confronting her, and then she turns into someone you don't even recognize, and she's screaming and she's throwing things. Just be careful. I have dated men who have been stabbed by women who said they loved them, but then one day they realized that wasn't love, that was something else. And I am not one to say anything against one or another when it comes to who was right and who's wrong, because I'm getting the story secondhand. And the only one who knows the truth is the people that was involved in God, right? But I see the wounds, so I know there's been some type of altercation. But again, that doesn't tell me a full story. But what it does say to me is that I still have to be an advocate for every single person who is speaking their truth, if that is indeed their truth. Because if it isn't, then that's going to be a conversation between them and God. But at the end of the day, I still have to stand up for those who are being abused by people who feel like they can get away with it and it's okay because they're high or drunk, or just because they feel like they can. Oh, you love me, so you should take it. Oh, you love me, so you should understand it. Oh, you love me, that don't hurt. Just get up, it's all right. No, it's not all right. And yes, it does hurt. And don't be with anybody who's going to dismiss you like that. Don't be with anyone who's going to take your feelings and just toss them out the window when you're telling them that you feel disrespected, that you feel violated, that you feel uncomfortable. And yes, you feel fearful, not just of them hurting you, but you hurting them in defense of protecting yourself from them. So just be mindful of that. All right, beloved? I appreciate you all continuing to listen and applaud, and, well, I hope you're applauding for the comments that you are leaving, and thank you. Thank you for that. Thank you for sharing and following. Thank you to all my new followers who are out there following me on my many platforms. I appreciate you all. And in the next segment, we're going to briefly talk about my other advocate journey with mental health. And this particular story is called Street Star. It's sort of a spoken word piece that I created based on someone that I love very much. I talk about them a lot, but that's what this station is about. This station is my life, my journey, my stories, and it's going to be making some strides in expanding into other things, because the other side of me is the entertainment side. And so I'm looking into doing interviews and expanding my journey and my walk as an entrepreneur and doing those types of things as well. So I'll be doing those soon and letting you all know when they will start, so that you will have your ears available and listening. So love, 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 and blessings. Keep rising and soaring. Whatever you do, make sure you continue to do it with love, because love, love, love is a thing. All right? Rise as a love revolutionary. Okay? Greater is in He that is in me. Greater in me that is in greater in me that is He. Oh Lord, I'm confusing the whole thing. Greater in me than it is He that is in the world. Okay? So take heart and know that, yes, in this world we have trouble, but God has already overcome the world. All right? So be mindful of that. We will run and not be weary, walk and not be faint, and we will sprout wings and soar like eagles, because we're meant to soar. We're meant to shine. We're not meant to be stuck in the mud somewhere, in a cave somewhere, or locked in some room by some maniac who decides that their jealousy can't stand the fact that other people are having a conversation with us. So they want to lock us in a room. We have the right to speak our minds without being slapped across the face. We have the right to go out and hang out with our family members without being accused of sleeping with our uncles. Like, I've heard many things that have shocked me over the years. But it's given me strength, because God has strengthened me. He has given me what I need in order for me to be the blessing that I need to be for those who are in need of help. And so I will continue to share my stories and my experiences, because that's what I'm called to do. So don't forget, the next segment we will be going into the Street Star episode. Okay? So, and then there'll be a short playlist, okay? And that is it for the day. So I will be popping in and out through the songs, because I'm doing this whole kind of weaving through type of thing. So trying something a little bit new. Hopefully you will enjoy it. But I appreciate you. Okay? And we will talk very, very soon. If you have any questions, if you want to add comments, please feel free to email me at talktoredsable@gmail.com. That's TALK, the number 2, REDSABLE @gmail.com. Okay? And follow me on the various platforms that you may have that we may share. Okay? And leave comments there. I will respond and we can connect, okay, at that point as well. And if you are an artist and you want to have your music featured on my show, we can do a little interview and feature your music on my show if you'd like, okay? That's it. Thank you so much. We're going into a little bit of a short song, and then we're going to go into the next segment, and I will be back in a little bit. Thank you. Take care now. This may be more of a short story as opposed to a spoken word. Let's begin. She's a street star. Look at her. Look at that outfit. Full face makeup, nails done, hair done. Yeah, she looks at herself in the mirror in the bathroom at yet another McDonald's, smiling, happy about the way she looks. She thinks, wow, I lost a lot of weight. My ribs are showing, but that's okay. The tube top fits real well, and the jeans, they're a little small, a little tight, a little low than they should be. It's a little cold outside, but I have on my heels, and I look good, she says to herself. There's another voice talking to her, and it's saying, it's too cold. What are you doing? What are you wearing? Why are you dressed like that? But she looks at herself in the mirror, and she says, I like it. So she ventures out of the bathroom. She buys another cup of coffee. She sits in the corner, and she's waiting. She's waiting to see if there's going to be someone that she could smile at who looks at her and thinks that she's friendly and may want to strike up a conversation. This is what she does every day. She's a street star, she says. Why is she wearing all the makeup and the jewelry and the tiny little clothing in weather that isn't suitable for that type of attire? Because she doesn't have anywhere to go, she says. So she's waiting for someone who will be friendly enough to give her some more change so she can buy more coffee, buy her a cigarette or give her a cigarette, let her use a cell phone so that she can make some calls, maybe buy her a meal because she hadn't eaten in about 2 days. But it's okay. Maybe they'll give her enough money so that she can go and get high, because if she gets high, she won't feel the hunger pains. And she doesn't really want to eat because she's skinny now, she says to herself. I'm skinny now. I look at myself and I think, wow, look at me. So she sits there and she starts up a conversation, and there's quite a few people, and they're not smiling back. They're making rude comments and remarks, and they're saying things like, where are your clothes? Why are you dressed like that? Shouldn't you have a coat on? It's too cold. Or it's pouring down raining. Where's your umbrella? She'll ignore them, and another voice inside her say, they're right. What are you doing? You don't belong here. Where are you supposed to be right now? And she'll ignore the voices until she can't ignore them anymore. They'll trigger her. She'll become agitated, and she'll start yelling. She's yelling at the customers. She's yelling at the workers at the restaurant. They're looking at her oddly. They don't know how to respond. Someone's screaming, call the police, call the police. She's crazy. Call the police, call the police. She's going to hurt me. She gathers up her little things. She has a backpack she takes everywhere. She gathers things up and she puts them all in her backpack, and she goes off to yet another place where she can hide. It's getting dark. She finds a spot on a subway. She sits there for a while and decides that she's going to get on a train. It's a routine. She does this every day. And then somebody gives her money, so she handles a little longer. She gets enough money so she can go get high, because now the voices are getting louder, they're getting stronger, they're getting more aggressive. They're telling her to do things, they're telling her to say things, they're telling her to go places she don't want to go. So she needs to quiet those voices. So she goes and she gets high. She finds